Good evening, Kenton community. My name is Sabatino Samato. I'm your superintendent, and this is your weekly connection update. So today, 4 main topics. We're going to first start with our waterfront and what that means to us here in Kenton. We're going to give a couple reminders. We're also going to talk and round off Hispanic Heritage Month, and then we're going to finish with our recognition. So let's get going. First, really, harnessing the full potential of the waterfront. That's the title in our connection today. And what does that mean? On Thursday, I was honored to participate in the first meeting of the Tonawanda Waterfront Industrial Alliance. I was joined by our Board of Education President Matt Shimera, Director of Secondary Education Lisa Cross, Instructional Support Specialist for Science Lisa Davidson, and Kenmore West High School Environmental Club Advisor Denise Amato. The Alliance represents a partnership between the Tonawanda, Erie County, the Niagara River Greenway, local industry, and other organizations. We are all dedicated to enhancing the quality of life in Kenton community by working to provide a safe, clean, and enjoyable waterfront recreation space. The Kenton School District is proud to take part of this initiative. And folks, that's what this really boils down to. We're always teaching our kiddos, what can you do to make a difference? And that's what this topic is about. And that's how we're going to make a difference here in Kenton. A major area of focus is the Niagara River Greenway Shoreline Trail. This amazing resource stretches from Buffalo to Niagara Falls and connects the new Empire State Trail, which crosses New York State. The work is proceeding in 3 phases, and so will Kenton. And we'll talk about those 3 phases. There are 3 phases. Our phase 1 involves improving the aesthetics of properties along the shoreline trail. We like to refer to this as sweeping in front of your own step. All those companies that are along the shoreline really taking care of their own properties to spruce them up a bit. Phase 2 will provide opportunities for businesses and organizations to adopt a section of the trail and care for and maintain that section. Lastly, Phase 3 involves comprehensive long-term planning for the future of the entire waterfront area, and the phases that Kenton will go through in this partnership are as follows. All of these provide opportunities for our school and our district to provide and be part of an integral role in each of these phases. Students in environmental and community service clubs, National Honor Society, the IB program, the government classes, and community service component can all assist in implementing in phase 1. And then we will adopt our own section, and we'll see our kiddos out there working on the shoreline trail to make sure our section is really beautified and taken care of. And really, phase 2, we're looking at implementing that New York State Seal of Civic Readiness, which will further increase opportunities for community service and involvement for our kids. And phase 3, the long-term planning. So really, phase 1 and phase 2 are the do-nows, folks. That's what we're going to focus on right now. The phase 3 is the sustainability. You always hear us about in the focusing on sustainability in the Kenton Forward, our instructional programming, and this phase 3 really does not fall short of that plan whatsoever. It focuses on the broader vision of the waterfront, which coincides with our continued focus on promoting environmental awareness and inspiring students to be good stewards for their community. We are currently investigating our capacity when we're talking about this long-term planning to create a high school science pathway, which will include coursework in areas related to the environment, ecology, and the green economy. Such a program will be a great alignment with these broader efforts to improve the waterfront environment. And folks, when we're talking about opportunities for students, especially at the secondary level, this is just an example of what our future holds and what we're working towards here in Kenton. So I promise more to come. Please stay tuned, and please talk to your kiddos about always giving back. What we can do, not always just receiving, but what we can do for others. And this is one of those examples, doing everything that we can for our Kenton community. Reminders. I'm not going to continue to talk about P-EBT benefits, but I am going to mention it today. I mentioned it during our board meeting this past week. You've heard me talk about it in the connection. Folks, that P-EBT benefit, right now, people receiving those benefits are a direct result of people that filled out lunch forms last year. And those lunch forms right now that we're filling out will absolutely affect everything from free and reduced lunch to other programming in our schools to this P-EBT benefit next year. So it's very important that we fill out these lunch forms now so that our future can be even more stable, whether we're talking about the school district or our personal family benefits. Please understand, calling the school district for current P-EBT benefits does nothing. It is not our program. It is a government program, and you can only qualify for that government program when you're filling out that free and reduced lunch application. So please, once again, in the connection today, you'll see that address, that web address that you could go to for more information or questions. The school district cannot help get you that benefit. The only thing that can help you to get that benefit in the future now is filling out the lunch forms now. So we really appreciate everyone's help and diligence in doing that. We're coming to the end of our National Hispanic Heritage Month. Just a reminder that National Hispanic Heritage Month does not run from the beginning of the month to the end of the month. It's actually from the middle of September through the middle of October, and we're rounding off our celebration today as our final day, our final celebration of National Hispanic Heritage Month. We have selected an inspiring role model to highlight, Ellen Ochoa, who became the first Hispanic woman to go to space and the first person of Hispanic heritage to serve as a director of the Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas. Miss Ochoa's grandparents emigrated from Mexico, and she grew up in a small city outside of San Diego. She lived with her mother and brothers. Initially, she did not know what career to pursue. She grew up playing the flute and considered pursuing a career in music. Inspired by her classmates, she decided to major in physics and attended San Diego State University. She found her calling. She earned her master's degree and doctoral degrees at Stanford, where she made a name for herself as a researcher and inventor in the field of optics, which is the study of light. She graduated in 1985 and applied to become an astronaut. Initially unsuccessful, but her confidence and persistence paid off when she was selected for the Astronaut Corps in 1990. Miss Ochoa became the first Hispanic woman to go to space when she served on a 9-day mission aboard the Space Shuttle Discovery in 1993. As an astronaut, she logged nearly 1,000 hours in space during 4 separate missions. After retiring from spacecraft operations, she became the first Hispanic director of NASA's Johnson Space Center, which is home to the Astronauts Corps and NASA Mission Control. Looking back, Miss Ochoa credits her mother for encouraging her and her brothers to work hard in school. She was able to accomplish all that she achieved by always pushing herself, which is her advice to students. And isn't it the best advice to round off this National Hispanic Heritage Month? Learning from the words of Miss Ochoa and never giving up, always persevering and always pushing through. Families, giving that message to our students all around from school to home is what can absolutely help to guarantee their success in the future, because you can accomplish anything. Great job to Miss Ochoa and great exemplar for Kenton in finishing off our National Hispanic Heritage Month celebration. And it rounds us off to our recognition today. Our recognition is one of our own, Mr. Larry Scott. We often see Kenton School District staff earn professional distinctions and recognitions at the regional level and beyond. The most recent example is Mr. Larry Scott, who has been named the 2021 Frank Plumeau School Psychologist of the Year by the New York State Association of School Psychologists, NYASP. Mr. Scott serves as alternative to suspension specialist and coordinator of the Project SAVE Code of Conduct. Mr. Scott was initially recognized by the Western New York NYASP chapter and was then selected by the statewide organization for the Frank Plumeau Award. NYASP is a statewide organization representing school psychologists. Its mission is to serve children, their families, and the school community by promoting psychological well-being, excellence in education, and sensitivity to diversity through best practice in school psychology. Since 1990, the organization has honored outstanding school psychologists who exemplify professional excellence in school psychology and support the mission of the profession in a significant way. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Scott for earning this distinction, and it's an example of the staff here in Kenton. Always going with our theme for Hispanic Heritage Month and rounding it off, pushing themselves to always persevere and be the best that they can be. And that's our final message today. That is who we are in Kenton. We are Kenton strong. We continue to make ourselves and Kenton proud. And this is the way that we'll continue to move Kenton forward. Thank you for tuning in this week. Have a wonderful weekend.